They said the CEO of Blackstone Industries had a heart colder than the billions he controlled. They said nothing could crack his stone-faced calm. But all those rumors died the moment a trembling young woman stepped into his office, lifted her chin, and whispered, "Please, can you be my daddy for one night?" And the billionaire, feared by the world, froze as if he had seen a ghost. Because the face before him, the eyes staring back at him, were identical to the woman he had loved, and lost, 7 years ago. Sparkles Chapter 1, The Proposal That Broke the Ice King. Rain beat against the glass walls of the Blackstone Tower like impatient fingers tapping a warning. Inside the top-floor office, Adrian Blackstone, CEO, billionaire, and man known for never showing emotion, stood with his back to the city, scrolling through the final pages of a contract worth $3 billion. Everything in his world was predictable, precise, controlled, until the elevator chimed. His assistant, Marie, peeked in nervously. "Sir, there's someone insisting on seeing you. She has no appointment." "No," Adrian answered without looking up. "Send her away." "I tried, sir. But she said it's urgent." "And she said your name. Not the business one, your real one." That made him pause. Because no one used his real first name, Adrian Gabriel Blackstone, except one person. Someone buried in his past and sealed behind 7 years of pain. "Send her in," he said, though his voice sounded strange even to himself. The door opened, and time stopped. She stepped inside wearing a soaked yellow cardigan, clutching a small handbag to her chest as though it were a shield. Her hair clung to her face, her shoes squished with each step, but all Adrian could see were her eyes. Soft, hopeful, breaking, and the exact same shade of ember brown as Amelia. His lost love. His breath faltered. "Who are you?" he whispered. The young woman swallowed. "My name is Lena. Lena Hart." Hart. Amelia's last name. His pulse hammered. "And what do you want?" Adrian managed to ask. Lena inhaled shakily, tears filling her eyes but not falling. Her voice broke as she said, "I need help. Just for tonight. Please, can you be my daddy for one night?" The contract in Adrian's hand slid to the floor. His world, so carefully built, so cruelly guarded, cracked open. Because Lena didn't just look like Amelia. She looked like Amelia and him. A terrifying, impossible thought struck him. Was she? No. That was impossible. He forced his expression back into a mask. "Explain," he said, but it came out harsher than he intended. Lena flinched, but she didn't back away. "I didn't come here for money," she said quickly. "I didn't come to trick you. I need someone to pretend to be my father. Tonight. Only tonight." Adrian stared at her. A billionaire. A man feared by nations. And yet a trembling girl had him completely undone. Sparkles Chapter 2, A Daughter Without a Father, A Man Without a Family. The office fell into a heavy silence, filled only by the rain. Lena stood there, shivering slightly. But her courage did not waver. Adrian walked around his desk slowly, each step deliberate, his eyes fixed on her face. "Pretend to be your father, why?" Lena clasped her fingers together tightly. "My mother, she's in the hospital. Terminal cancer. She asked to see my father before she dies." Adrian's heart lurched painfully, the way it hadn't in years. "So you don't know who your real father is?" he asked quietly. She shook her head. "Mom never told me his name. She only said he left before he knew she was pregnant." Adrian's hands curled at his sides. The guilt pierced him even though he had no proof. "And why choose me?" he asked, though he dreaded the answer. Lena reached into her soaked bag and took out a small photograph, faded at the corners, creased with age. She handed it to Adrian. His breath caught. Because the photo was unmistakable. Him and Amelia, 7 years ago, laughing in a sunlit cafe. His arm around her shoulders. Her head on his chest. A moment he had tried desperately to forget. Lena's voice trembled. "Mom kept this picture hidden. Last week, when she collapsed, I found it. I asked around. Someone recognized you. They said you were the man in the photo." Adrian felt his chest tighten painfully. He thought Amelia had destroyed all their pictures when she left. He never knew. Never knew she had carried this photo with her. Never knew she had kept a piece of him close. Unable to speak, he returned the photograph. "Please," Lena whispered. "She's getting worse. The doctors said tonight may be the last chance. I just need her to go peacefully." Thinking Dad didn't abandon us. Abandon. The word stabbed him deeply. He had never intended to abandon anyone. He had loved Amelia with everything he had. But back then, he was young, broken, and drowning under the weight of his father's company. One cruel argument, and she disappeared from his life. Never telling him she was pregnant. If this was all true. If Lena truly was his daughter. But he couldn't let desperation cloud his judgment. Adrian took a slow breath. Lena, do you want me to pretend to be your father because you believe I am, or because I'm convenient? Her eyes widened. No, she hesitated, then looked into his eyes with raw honesty. I don't know if you're my father. I can't be sure. But when I saw that picture, when I saw your face, something inside me said this is the man Mom loved. This is the man she would have chosen. Her voice broke. And I just want her to leave this world with peace. Adrian stared at her for a long, heavy moment. A girl begging for closure. A dying woman waiting for the man she loved. A past he had never fully healed from. And a possibility, small but powerful, that this girl was his blood. He straightened his suit jacket, his eyes softening for the first time in years. Lena, he said quietly, I will go with you. Her hand flew to her mouth as tears finally spilled. Thank you, she whispered, collapsing into emotional relief. Adrian reached out, hesitated, then gently placed a hand on her shoulder. Let's give your mother the peace she deserves, he said softly. Then, almost without realizing it, he added, and maybe, the truth we all deserve. The rain outside softened, as though the world itself was exhaling. And for the first time in 7 years, the Ice King felt warmth in his frozen heart.